Welcome to another episode of Two Babies in a Business, where I unpack, what it's like to be a working mom. Are we killing it? Are we getting killed?
Getting killed for sure.
For sure. And it's a time where I get to connect with awesome women from lots of different industries. I have an amazing woman with me today who's become a really easy and fast friend. Over the last couple of years, our boys go to school together. But Marcela, why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you?
That's a good question. Who am I? I'm just joking. Yeah. So, as you said, our kids go together to school. I am Brazilian. I'm 36 years old. Came to Canada about 2005 to learn English. Met my husband, got married after a few years. Actually came back to Canada in 2010 and 12 and have been here since. And yeah, have a 7-year-old boy, Benjamin, and I work full time. I work with a packaging media company for the studios in LA, and so it's video games. So what we do is we do package media for physical media for all the collector's edition. So we work directly with the studios. I travel a lot. Passionate about my life, love being a mom, but very hard on a full time, especially traveling a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. You had a great example before we hit record on kids' presentations. We're going to talk a lot about boundaries between work and personal life, but tell us about Ben's presentation on beaches.
Jeez. Okay. So here comes, I forgot the deadline of, he got sick the week before. So the deadline of saying that he actually was going to make the presentation and have to choose a subject. I gave the subject the day after the deadline, and the teacher said, "Oh, just let Ben know that's the day before." And I was like, "I'm so sorry, that was my fault. I didn't get the email, like my personal email. It's full of emails. It's just like I just look at it's my fault, it's not his fault, and we're sick and so on." Anyways, so the presentation was about beach. So it started in a bad way because I got the delayed of telling the teacher what is his topic. And then here I am, and then she's like, "Oh, but he's gonna have to do a presentation the day, like right the day after." And I was like, oh my God, what are you going to do? It was like 7 p.m. at night when I saw the message. The next day he had to present. And I was like, "Ben, what are we going to do?" And he's like, "Mom, let's do the questions." So he wrote down the questions with me and Steven, my husband. And the answers, he wrote a little bit of the answers, but I was like, what am I going to present? He's not just going to sit there and read a paper. Like, you have to do something about it. And then the teacher put a little tab, "Oh, don't forget pictures." And I was like, how am I going to print pictures at this time of night? So here I am trying to scramble, get to my computer at midnight, almost midnight, trying to do presentations on Canva, very quick, very easy. Got it. The question was, what are the beaches? So I was half asleep. And I answered the question with beach is. By the way, English is not my first language, you can tell. It's my second language. And it's very hard for me sometimes, especially when I'm half asleep, try to figure it out what goes with what.
Yeah.
And then I answered, beach is. Oh my God. Then after I was looking at the video that Ben was presenting, and the question was, what are beaches? Beaches. And I was like, oh my God, I think I got a mistake in that presentation. In the school, my son's school, what can I do? So then I just texted the teacher and I was like, "I'm sorry. I know this is a school. I know I was supposed to teach my son, but I was half asleep by the time I was doing his presentation." Just so you know. But that's a real struggle, right? When you're doing stuff half awake, half sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. Or even just I feel like that's a very relatable example. Everyone goes through something, or I always have trouble with oh, we're supposed to wear a red shirt today. And now you're looking at a picture of the class from the day that the teacher's taken, and you're like, my kid is the only one with no red shirt on. And then you hear about it at pickup. Mom, you forgot the red shirt. And they're only 7, but I always am like, well, you forgot the red shirt.
And it really doesn't help when there is a lot going on from school, right? You feel like always have something, always have, oh my God, like well, you have to wear this time, it's between this and this date, he's not gonna have something, it's gonna be this color, and that date is gonna be that color t-shirt, or like we gotta present this, we gotta present that. Plus you have the dog as well at home, and you
Right.
have to think about the vet and the vaccinations and stuff, and then have a full-time job and traveling overseas, and oh, it's just so crazy,
No,
crazy,
it's
crazy.
it's true. I saw on Instagram I think it was this past weekend, where it was like a person, and they said, in the 80s and 90s, a parent getting the school schedule for December, and it just is like, oh, their Christmas concert is on this day, perfect. And then it was people getting the schedule today, so like us getting a schedule, and it's like, this day is fancy hat day, and this day is a short day, and this day your teacher presentation is due, and this is the concert, and this is the it feels like a lot.
University,
It does.
right? It
It
feels like university. It feels like you are in university again, but actually you're trying to major in how to get your schedule for your kids
yeah,
work.
yeah.
Especially you with 2. I don't know how you do it, man.
At least
I
it's
really
the
don't.
same. I don't know how moms do it with other age groups, because like my boys are like, they're dealing with the same stuff at least, so I just have to like copy paste.
Yeah,
But if having a grade 1 and a grade 4, I don't know, I don't think I would be cut out for that world.
definitely not working full time. If that ever happened, definitely could not. Well, I guess I can say I couldn't speak for it because there's moms that can do it, but myself, I don't think I'll be able to go for a full-time job, traveling and have 2 different grade
Yeah.
kids.
So how do you set boundaries between work and between mom, or do you? Is there no such thing?
Try my best. Try to keep it focused. Okay, so here's how we do. Everything related to school, it's with me.
Right.
It's so all the mails from the teachers and parents and you know, giving money to the school or giving this to, I don't know, gala or something like
Yeah.
that. It's with me. So if sometimes I depending if it's urgent, then it goes directly to our, I look at more of our app from school than it is to my mails all the time.
Yeah.
It's very rare for me to get everything right,
Yeah.
but I do everything for school. My husband do everything for his sports,
Okay.
so that helps a lot, especially in Canada because the sport's kind of different. And when I go to take care, like in the mornings, when I get him ready in the morning, give him breakfast, get his lunch packed and
Yeah.
everything else, get him ready while my husband's getting ready to go to work. Then he gets Ben ready and takes to school, and then from school, dog to daycare, and then to his work while I'm just getting ready when
Yeah.
he's going out for school. So we made a schedule work between me and him,
Yeah.
but sometimes the school, it's a lot going on, and then I have to think about doctors as well. So I don't know really. It's just it depends. I believe in living the present, not thinking too much in the future, trying to do your best with what you can.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that I'm gonna let some plates break because I can't handle everything.
It's
Like I
true.
have to give priority to some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I really like that you and Steven have split sports and school. I think that's a nice boundary for you to not have to
Mhm.
worry about that piece. Okay. That is your side. That is what you have to think about. Because I think that as moms, we think about a lot, right? We think about, you're going to need your feet are growing, you need new shoes,
That's with me.
you're right. Like, okay, the lunches, right. Like there is a lot of things that we have to think about. And so I like the boundary of, okay, here's a chunk that I'm not going to think about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Unless he's traveling for work or
Right.
he's needing help for something, but mostly it's with me. But clothes, doctors too. Stephen takes
Yeah.
care of doctors as well,
Nice.
together with me, but mostly him. So, dentist and dentist, I do it. He does ophthalmologist. Who knows? Like we
Yeah.
kind of share this way because he definitely I can't do it all by myself.
Yeah.
No way.
I think that's important advice because I think a lot of women think they've got to take it all on for their kids, that that's the job of mom. I think it's a good reminder that like you can say, this is your domain, and it probably is good for the relationship. I don't know. I feel like it's like right? Like now there's some shared
Sometimes not as
responsibility.
good, but well, sometimes we have sometimes it's like I am dropping a plate here, and he's like, "Oh, the teacher told me this. Did you do it?" And I was like, "Eh, I, like
Yeah.
birthdays, all the birthdays that we get invitation from. Sometimes I miss it.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot, but it doesn't excuse the guilt. Like
Yeah.
talking about guilt, it does not. If you want to be, I can't take it, and then I'm trying to put in my mind that I can't do everything
Yeah.
because I'm a perfectionist. Either I do it right or I don't do it at all.
Right.
But I need to learn, and I'm learning with Ben. I learned how to, you have to do it the best as you can, but don't overthink it. That's what I'm trying every day to get better at.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
It's hard.
funny. It is so hard because I feel like we're the same that way, right? You don't do
Mhm.
anything half-assed. Right? You want to put your best foot forward, but it's funny, like our kids don't care about that, right? They just want mom time or right? Even the worst birthday party plan is probably the best in their eyes, right? I feel like it's
Oh, I
a
know.
sensitive subject.
Let's talk about birthday parties. Remember when we started talking this year about Ben's birthday party? Actually, when was it? Oh yeah. So his birthday's in March,
Right.
and I didn't do anything because I had to travel so much that month. So I said, Ben, we will put your birthday in June, July. It's summer. Remember, we talked about it, and I was like, what do you guys think? Should we do birthday parties then and there? But the days just start going by, and there's so much going on, and trips, summer trips, and oh my God, you need to get his schedule for next year for the summer. I need to start preparing January.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Canada is crazy that way.
No, we're
Like
crazy.
I said,
Yeah.
it's crazy how in advance you have to do things. And I can't think that advanced because I'm day by day. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive tomorrow.
Right.
Just do your best as you can during the day. But anyway, so I completely keep pushing, pushing, pushing until it's again school time to go back to school. And I didn't do his March birthday. And then he finally reminded me, Mommy, how about my birthday from March? And I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad. For the worst mom ever. And I was like, okay, Ben, see, the best party I was going to do, the party that I was going to do this year, we'll do 2 times better next year. I promise you. Is that okay?
Sure, we
But
can sing happy birthday twice for 7 and for 8.
whatever you want, you tell me. I will try to make sure, I will make sure this time it's worth it for you, but I apologize. So now I'm getting used you know, to calm down and see that I can't do everything.
Yeah.
Especially those things are planned by me, not my husband. So that's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole new because it's not only our birthdays or schedule, or like we are the managers of another human's schedule now. And I think I don't know if it's with everyone, but birthday party, we talk about this all the time. Birthday parties seem to be this crazy thing at this age where you get lots of invitations. I feel like every week I have a different invitation from a different kid. I don't even know this. Maybe this is me being a bad mom. I don't even know half these kids.
Exactly. I'm like, who is this Ben again? Do you know her or do you know him? Do you actually go out with, like, did you have
Yeah,
fun with him or did you have fun with her? How close you are with them?
yeah,
I would like to know because, you know, half the way I don't even know anything about them.
yeah.
And then I feel so bad when my mother-in-law, my husband comes home and say, hey, I just met, so and so mom, or we're just going to do a play date and this and that. And I was like, oh God, I never did that. Or I don't even know who's this person. Am I supposed to know?
It's true. It's hard. And I feel like there is guilt around, that letting someone else play that role, right? We've talked about that in terms of grandparents and those pieces before, where it's like, it's great to have that support. It's
Mhm.
great to have those people. But at the same time, you can't help but go, oh, and I'm mom. I should have known to do that, or I should have done that. Yeah.
Yes. And that's why I do therapy. That's why I go to therapy. No, seriously, every
It's true.
Friday. It makes a big difference
Yeah.
for me to go to therapy. Every Friday, I have a call with
Nice.
someone because I was talk about guilt. I
Yeah.
was getting to a stage where I was getting mad all the time and very upset all the time because of the guilt of traveling. I could not even speak about it without crying
Yeah.
because it is hard for everyone.
Yeah.
And for me, having to travel and having to do so much at the same time, and don't get me wrong, I love my job and I love what I'm doing and I want to continue doing. But at the same time, I need to let it go a few things of mom expectations. You know, you want to be there all the time, all minute and seconds, but you can't. You
Yeah.
have to know that you cannot.
Yeah.
And for them, just sometimes I find with Ben that a few minutes with him, it's worth way more than the whole day with him,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I think that's what moms should think more about than thinking about, oh, I have to be with him the whole day, doing everything the whole time.
Yeah.
But no, but just that 10 minutes of before he goes to sleep, reading a book or lying down beside him every single night, praying and, talking about his day. It's for him, it's way more. He remembers way better than he would remember a whole day with me.
Yeah. Yeah. That the consistent, the same thing, the counting on that time, right? They know when they have time. And if you're giving it consistently and over again, I feel like that's what matters. Because we made the expectation in our head. I mean, maybe media or pop culture made it, but they never they didn't come out of the womb and go, my mom must be these things and present at the, like, we dictated that. We said, okay, we're gonna do.
That makes such big sense, Christina. You're so right. We did it. And that's why we need to let it go sometimes. And that's why therapy is here. I really highly, highly recommend if you really need someone to talk to, you should. I do it every week, every
Nice.
Friday morning. I do it. And that is started about 2 months ago when I start feeling way more guilty than any time, and it's only getting worse,
Yeah.
worse. And now I'm actually going back to calm down
Nice.
because I have been talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's a boundary in itself that you've made.
It
This is
is.
my time. I need it. And it's making me a better mom because of it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's everybody. I think it works differently for everybody. So
Yeah.
I recommend,
Yeah.
but it might not everybody like that.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
know.
I think it's good. I mean, I would say to find the moms like you. I feel like I found you. We
I'm crazy one.
found each other. I think that,
Yes.
the moms that you're going to be thrown in to a big pit of all these moms, and I think that the ones you gravitate to and connect with, it's like hold on to them,
Yes.
because when all the other moms start talking about something and the guilt peeks in, or the whatever peeks in, you have that person to go, did you know it
You
was red
know,
shirt day? Nope, me
you know,
neither. Okay.
no, I find that I find that when I start thinking about, oh, those moms can do this, or that mom can do, she has a full-time job, but she still can do this. I always put in my mind like that. I always think like this. You're not in her place
Oh,
to know her schedule and to know what she can do or she cannot do. You only can do it yourself, what you can do it. So let's focus on you
yeah,
and forget about the rest.
yeah,
It's the same with TikTok and Instagram and everything. Everything I see about moms and stuff, you know, whatever relates to me and I can relate to, I'll go ahead with it. If I can't relate to, too bad. I'm out.
yeah.
Live the moment, try your best, don't overthink it. That's all I think about nowadays.
I
So
love
I
that.
can survive.
Yeah. But I think it's just like our kids are living in the moment. Our kids
Mhm.
aren't thinking about next week's red shirt day. They're living in the moment. So I think to be the best mom, just meet them where they are.
Mhm. It is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. How you can like now let's flip this. I'm asking you a question now. How do you do it? You have twins.
Yeah.
You have, I know both in the same grade, but it's two different classes, two
Yeah.
different teachers, two different personalities, two little different minds. Tell me how you do it and a business. And I'm sure that everybody here would love to know that. I
Oh,
do.
God. I don't, you know what? I don't know. There are definitely weeks, I will say, where I go, oh, I'm not doing this well. Like I feel like last week was a week where I was like, okay, Peter talking about travel. Peter was traveling. So now there's no partner to split work or home life with. And so you're just trying to, like you said, do the best you can. I think for me, it's just that communicate a lot.
Mhm.
Can't handle this. I need to do this. It took me a long time to, like you, I'm a perfectionist. So to admit that I'm not doing well over here, or I'm the problem here, I think I'm getting better at saying that, especially to my team at work. Hey, I'm the person who's holding us up. I need someone to step in and take this forward, or I'm the person who you're waiting for. I'm sorry. I feel like I say I'm sorry a lot.
Well, that's because you're Canadian, and that's why. Sorry, but you're Canadian. I'm getting used to that so much.
Maybe I should say sorry less, but I think too, there's a lot of there's decisions we have to make as moms that don't make our lives easier. So I made the decision with Peter to put the boys in two classes, split them up, better for their development, right? They can't rely on each other. Also, like a nice break from each other. Would have
Hmm.
been way easier for me to keep them in the same class.
Then it is. I
Dealing with
get it.
dealing with one teacher, dealing with the same stuff, dealing with the same schedule, right? Even now it's like, whose library day is today? Whose library day is tomorrow?
Oh
Who's
God.
right? So it's a decision I
I
made that
didn't even think about library. I forgot about that one. Okay, continue. Sorry. You talked about library and I was like, oh yeah, library, but
I think
continue.
too. Ours is Wednesday, so we got a few minutes. but
Okay.
right, like, so that's a decision I made that's harder for me now, but I'm happy I made it because I know it's going to benefit them down the line. So I think it's, to your point, you have to make tough decisions when you're balancing more than one. But I always have this like 3-day rule or like 3-week rule where it's like, if things seem really hard, like if you change something and things seem really hard, it'll probably only be for 3 days.
Oh, that's a good.
And then you get used to it, right? Like, remember like when we were like potty training and
Oh, yeah.
it's like
Oh, I do remember that.
the first day it's like I was in tears, like this is terrible. Get the diaper back on. I hate this. We're not ready. But then you stick with it and you're like, oh no, by day 3, everything's fine. Or like, we're changing our sleeping schedule. Okay, the first couple of days are hell, but then by the day 3, you're okay. So to me, it's like, if I can get through it for 3 days, then it'll probably be better. And if it's not, then I probably made the wrong decision. Right.
That's a
So
great point. Thank you for pointing that out. It really makes such a big difference knowing all this, like you said, like ideas from other moms that they do
yeah,
it and work for themselves. It's just very important.
yeah, yeah. I think, again, it's like having these conversations too, like we don't have enough of them because
No,
we're all dealing with the same stuff. But I think there's still some moms who feel like they have to look like they have it all together. And I don't think anyone does. I don't know. There's probably a super mom somewhere that is just killing it all day long.
I don't think that exists. Because if it is, like, there's no super mom out there because we all are super moms.
Yeah.
It's not one specific role, it's everything. Like we all are, but each one has a different way you know, how to present, like how to, deal with it. It's very different. Each
Yeah.
one has your own thing. I don't believe in super moms.
Yeah.
For me, all the moms are super moms, in their own different ways. It
Yeah.
doesn't have one the best as adult because when we lack here, we are better this way and you're better that way. And
It's true.
it's just human.
Yeah. We need to take the pressure off ourselves.
And that's why we have drinks, wines. And I'm just joking.
That's why that was invented. Okay, so on that note, and maybe to end off, obviously, like women in the media, I think that potentially things are looking different, right? Like Barbie movie and female
Mhm.
empowerment, and okay, we're all super women. But do you think that we're getting a fair shake, or do you think that still the women we see as role models are not?
I think the world is changing. Definitely companies and people are getting more inclusive, especially with women. I go out to studios and went to Netflix and we were in the meeting just talking about that. And there was like 10 executive humans, all women. My boss, he's a guy. He's like, oh my God, it's all women, right? Like
Yeah.
you just, like boom. And I think this is amazing. And I think the world is changing and it's getting there. And then it's each and every day that passes, it's getting more inclusive. And I love this. I love this. The only problem I see is our minds and our generation still stuck in the back. Like we still think, although not everybody, and I'm not talking about everybody, I'm talking
Yeah.
about me right now. Like I still think of, oh, my mom did this or my mom did that, or nowadays, since we're changing a little bit slowly and we are getting to a workload and work more and do this. And so my son will be talking, my mom used to work a lot and she used to do this for me, but we used to go and you know snuggle together before I go to sleep and that. So his generation will be thinking less and less like we do as
Right.
moms. You do understand where I'm coming
Yeah.
from?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to explain, but
No, I agree with you. I think that we're almost stuck in the middle, right? We have moms that did do it all and I think tried to make it look easy. And I don't think it was easy for them because I don't think they had these conversations. I think
mhm.
that, I think we're more willing to talk to one another now instead of just pretending like it's all good. And then I think we have this cool generation that's coming up after us that, I don't know, doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks.
Exactly. And it should be that way. It should be what you
Yeah.
care about yourself, what you feel that it's right.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to give a shit about, sorry, about things, but I
Yeah.
mean, like you shouldn't look at others. Nobody's equal to anybody. Like we have to have more inclusion. We have to have more people out there that it's willing to be, giving and loving. We need more in this world. We can't be telling people, oh, you don't know what you're doing or you didn't do it right, because it's none of, first of all, it's none of your business. Second of all, you don't pay my bills.
Yeah.
Third of all, who cares what you think? It's what I think.
Yeah.
And that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we are stuck right in the middle yet. More of the new generation side than my mom's side, I find.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're trying to learn, we're learning from the mistakes of our mothers, and not, maybe mistakes is the wrong word, but we're learning from their experience. And then I feel like we have this group of women coming up that we want to set a good example for, right? I want to show, Emily, she works with me, she's 25. Like, I want to show her you can do it all. You can have a job and be a mom and have friends, and it's fine. You'll be fine. Because, like, I don't know if there's examples of that in the workplace. So we have to be the example.
Exactly. And then we have to also learn how to, at the moment, first of all, live the moment and know what is important at that moment.
Yeah.
And know that so many times you're not going to be able to carry all the plates, that you're going to have to let some break. And then you just have to learn which is the most important plate, that you can let the other ones, the weakest, to break.
Yeah.
But you have to be okay with it.
Yeah.
It's hard, but you have to.
I almost feel like we should like have fun when we break plates, right? Like, they like break plates and opa, and like you smash them.
Yeah.
Like, it's too bad we couldn't like celebrate. I'm taking something off of me, and there you go. Congratulations. Now I have more time in the moment.
When I let a plate break, you know what I say? That's the word. Oh, well, there's nothing I can do. Oh, well, there was so much I could have done. That's what I do. That's what I do. And so, oh, well, it's okay for now. It's going to be better next time. Just focus and try your best.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I think we covered lots and lots. I think that, having a community, talking to people, whether that's a therapist or your girlfriends or your partner, I think those are really great ways to keep boundaries, or not boundaries, because I feel like we've debunked that there are no boundaries really between
I don't like
family.
boundaries. I really don't.
Right?
I'm always going up and up. I hate boundaries.
Yeah.
I like space. I don't like, you can't do that, or you.
Yeah.
No, I like my moment. I don't like boundaries.
Yeah.
Never did.
There you go. So no boundaries, enjoy the moment. And that's
Enjoy
the
the
key. That's the key.
And try your best. Don't overthink it. That's the most one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm still working on that, but we'll get there.
Oh, you're just gonna be fine. I don't know how you do it. I even think how she does it. Yeah. She can do it. I can do it. If the other person can do it, we can do it.
Yeah. I think it's a good attitude, right? If you see someone else doing something, you can do it too, right? Like, I really do think that there's something to that. I feel like we've said it, there's no really rhyme or reason to what we're doing,
Nope.
how we're doing it. We're just doing it, and seems to be working out.
Yeah, just leave the moment.
There you go. Well, thank you, Marcela. Thank you for
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thanks for joining me, Christina Pilarski, for another fantastic episode of Two Babies in a Business. I hope that you'll follow along with me on my journey as a mom on Instagram, Two Babies in a Business. And I hope that you'll sign up for our newsletter. You can find the link in the show notes or on my Instagram. And finally, if you're a mom with a story to share, I want to hear from you. Please reach out to me, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation with you.